Assalamu alaikum, you guys. I'm Shante. If you're new here, welcome. I like to try to talk to people about different businesses that you can start from home, just some different ideas. I am an entrepreneur myself, and me and my husband, we have a trucking company together, and we have for almost 2 years now. So I do like to talk to you guys about trying to start something that you can do as well. This particular video, I just decided to record because I had something that I was thinking about, right? So it's not necessarily an idea, just something I want you to think about. And it's kind of late. I don't know. I like working late because it's quiet and everybody's asleep and I can actually concentrate. So I just figured, why not record the video while it's late? And I know I have a fireplace next to a fireplace, but that fireplace requires me to light it. Don't want to do that, nor do I want the real heat, but I like the sound. So today I want to talk to you guys about in terms of entrepreneurship mindset. Now I know that it's kind of cliche because you hear that a lot. Oh, you have to have the right mindset, blah, blah, blah. But it is true. You have to be prepared because everybody's not cut out to be an entrepreneur, okay? And I'm not saying that in a bad way. Everybody's just not built to do what it takes and to maintain it. And even for those of us who are in it, sometimes we have those issues, you know, because the mind is a very powerful thing, you know. Even when you're in business, if your mind is not in the right place, you know, there's some things that people don't like to talk about, you know, like the self-doubt that you might have, or the hesitation, you know, if you see an opportunity that you may want to go for, but you still have a lot in your mind that may be stopping you from either thinking that you're good enough or that you don't have enough information, you don't know how to do it, procrastination, just a lot of different things, missed opportunities, not striking while the iron is hot, just like a lot of things, you know, and I'm a victim of that. That's why I'm talking about it. There are a lot of things along the way that I felt like, okay, I want to do that thing, you know, and maybe I even get enough information to prepare myself, but then I get right to the point of maybe like marketing myself or something, and then I just kind of pull back, and I'm still working on that, you know, whatever that is. But if I would have done that, you know, in the beginning of trying to start something, I never would have made any progress at all. So it is important to make sure that your mind is in the right place and that you have what it takes to kind of stick it out, because people do talk a lot online about all the money that you can make, and oh, I'm my own boss and I have my freedom of time and I can go here and do that. But it's not always like that. It can be very stressful at times. If anything goes wrong, it's on you. It's on you to figure out how to fix it, how to maintain, how to stay afloat. And that's a lot of pressure. And everybody is not built for that pressure. And for some people, it is easier to just go clock in and clock out. Now, if you do feel like you want to do something, I'm not saying that you shouldn't. I definitely think that you should go for it. You know, regret is a very heavy thing. And I think it's worth it to at least try and fail if you do, and then maybe learn from that to come back and do something else, or even do that thing differently, than to sit around and wonder what would have happened. I just want you to not just be in the mindset of like, oh, I can do it, but just preparing yourself as well, you know, for what comes along with that. Because just because you work for yourself, it doesn't mean that you're not accountable to anybody, because in order for you to be making money, somebody's giving you that money. So whether you're your own entrepreneur, we all have customers, you know, even in this trucking industry, you know, we have people whose freight we're picking up and delivering, and some of us have brokers that we have to work with. So there's still somebody that we're accountable to. Yeah, it's our own business, but if we want to make money, we're moving somebody else's product, you know, and if there's a middleman in between that, there's somebody else that's also accountable for that product. So you have somebody who may be asking you, okay, did you pick this load up? Or, you know, when is this going to be dropped off? Or if you have breakdown issues, you got to get in touch with them and let them know their freight is going to be late. So you still have people that can irritate you and, you know, people that you somewhat have to be accountable to. If you're a freelancer, you know, when I do marketing work for people like social media posts, emails, blogs, whatever, those people, those clients of mine, those are my customers. So I'm still accountable to them to do what I said I would do by when I said I would do it, the way I said I would do it, right? And if not, they're gonna have an issue with trying to pay me, you know, for my work. I mean, usually I get paid before I do the work, but I'm just saying in general, we all do have people that we're accountable to. So there's a lot that goes along with that. And when things go wrong, you can't just be one of those people that just retreats and is just like, okay, all is lost, you know, or whatever, or you just freak out or you get excited. Like some people, when things happen or things don't go their way, they just kind of like freak out and they lose it and their mind just goes somewhere else. Like you can't be one of those people, because if you're especially a solopreneur, everything is on your shoulders. And if you lose it and you go off the rails because your mind is not in the right place, you could lose everything, you know, just for this one little incident that you may have had to kind of fall back and, you know, reconfigure some things, or you might have to humble yourself and apologize, or not even just apologize, but just tell the person how you're going to make this right. You know, one time when I was doing social media work for somebody and I used a social media scheduler, I, you know, set the post to go out at a certain time on a certain day. And one time I got an email from my client, like, you know, I see that something didn't get posted today. If there's ever a reason why you can't post, then just go ahead and let me know so I can put something in there if it's going to be like by 5. And I'm like, but I did, you know, something should have went out this morning. And I went and checked it. And sure enough, in the scheduler, there was some alert that said, hey, this post didn't go through. Try to reconnect this or do that. So that was completely on me. That was my fault, you know. And so lesson to anybody who's doing social media work for people. If you use a scheduler, post is supposed to go out by a certain time, always go back and verify that it went out. Even if you have to put an alarm in your phone, which is what I did after that happened, because I was embarrassed. I'm like, I always, you know, I do my work. Like, you know, I don't like that happened. So I put an alarm in my phone every day at a certain time to just check and make sure that the post was actually there on both platforms that I posted on. But anyways, I didn't try to get mad at her and be like, no, I did do that. It should be there. No, you know, I had to go check and see what was going on, and it was on me, you know, so I had to humble myself and apologize and, you know, say, you know, I'll go ahead and make sure I stay on top of that moving forward. And then I still put something out, even though it was later than we would normally like to post. I still, you know, put it out there so there would be something for that day. But these things happen, you know. You can kind of set yourself up to do things a certain way, but things don't always go according to plan. So you have to be able to maintain. And something that's super important that a lot of people don't talk about, when you're an entrepreneur, you have to have good character. You have to have good customer service. Because like I said, everything that we do, we're accountable to somebody. Even if you sell digital products, I do that too. And I had somebody email me for something, I think it was on my Etsy store, saying, hey, I paid for this thing, but I didn't get this download. And I'm like, I had to go walk through the steps with them to go figure out where to get it and download it, you know. And I've had people buy stuff on other platforms, and if they say they didn't get it, I'll just say, okay, what's your email? I'll just send it directly to you. Because you can't just be like, well, no, you already paid for it, or I don't know if you downloaded it and did this or did that or whatever. It doesn't matter. You know, if you're accountable to somebody because they're paying you for something, you just got to figure out how to fix it. And like I said, sometimes it's going to require some people to humble themselves, which is difficult for people to do. But if you want to be an entrepreneur, that's part of it. You cannot be cussing people out and making them feel like they did something wrong, even if they did. Even if they did, they're the ones who came out of their pocket and paid you their money for either a service or a product. So just give them what they paid for, you know, because they can be a repeat customer. They can leave you reviews. If somebody asks you, they can be a referral, like word of mouth, you know what I'm saying? Based off of just you being able to handle mistakes and things in a certain way. So again, all this stuff ties into the mindset and, like I said, character. You have to be prepared for this. everybody who wants to do it, like I said, I want you to go for it, and I want you to be successful. Everybody who's working for it, you know, you deserve that. And I think especially in times like we're in now, it's important, even if it's not your main source of income, to maybe have something that is in your control, to where somebody can't just wake up one day and slam the door on you, you know. That was one of the reasons why I started doing things online. You know, I got laid off from my job that I had been at for several years, and it was a very reputable company. That's not something I would have expected. They've been around for years, decades. And it just kind of reinforced in my mind that that could happen, you know. So I always was trying to figure out what things can I do, and I stalled, you know, with a lot of stuff, because I know that I know how to do things, but then I'm like, I don't know what it is. Something just makes me kind of fall back and be like, no, it's not time yet. But that's not true. It is time, you know. And my husband actually is the one who kind of gave me that push and was like, just, you know, I forgot what it was. His acupuncturist said something to him like, it's better to finish than to be perfect, or something like that. So he was basically just telling me, you have to at least try. If you keep trying to wait till everything aligns and falls in place, that day may never come. So it's better for you to actually do the thing than to worry about whether or not if it was done perfectly. So there are always things that you can learn along the way, but you do have to have a good mind and be prepared for things, and be very strategic and very resilient. And you have to have good character and good customer service. So those are just some of the things that I wanted to touch on because I was thinking about them. And I'm thinking that I'm going to try to share some more things with you guys. Like I said, I like doing my work in the evening when everybody sleeps. So maybe I'll do another one in the evening. But like I said, I want y'all to be successful. So if you think that those are some things that you need to work on, if it's very hard for you to apologize or humble yourself when something goes wrong and you're always trying to make excuses or put it off on somebody else, maybe you need to do some internal work first, because no business is perfect and there's always going to be things that happen. And even if you have your business, as long as somebody is paying you for something, you're always going to be accountable to them on some level, even if it's very minimal. Like I said, the digital products that I sell, I rarely have any type of contact with these people after the fact. But if there's an issue, I'm going to hear about it, and that's okay. I just have to figure out what is it and how can I address it, right? So even on a very minimal level, you're always going to be accountable to somebody else, because somebody else is paying you for something. So like I said, keep in mind that you have to be prepared, and that you need to have good character. If you want to have any type of longevity, you have to be somebody that people can trust. If you're just flying off the handles or cussing people out or doing a bunch of weird stuff, that's not somebody that's trustworthy. It's not somebody that someone wants to do business with or give their money to. So you have to be able to do good work. You have to. So if you need to work on those things, maybe before you dive in, or if you already did and you're in the process, figure out how to work through that. And if you have any questions or anything, let me know so that I can address specific things that you might have a concern with. But until then, I'll see you guys next time. If you are not subscribed, you should subscribe, because you might hear something that might benefit you. And even if you are already doing something, like I said, I like to give you guys ideas. And I think that it's okay to have multiple streams of income. So you might hear something that you could stack onto something that you're already doing. So I do have a book that I wrote of 100+ online businesses that you can start from home, and it is for free. It will be in the description. But like I said, if you have a specific question about something, let me know. And you should like this video and subscribe and come back so that you can hear me talk about more things that have to do with you starting your business or supporting you in that business. All right, guys. Assalamu alaikum.